1 second. That's why you're still.
Okay, we are now live.
All right, we live.
All right. Hey.
Hey.
All right. Hey, everybody. This is Latoya, and I'm here with the lovely Miss Ashley Austin Hill. How are you doing today, Miss Ashley?
I am good. How are you?
I am doing well. So we are here for Behind the Scenes with ROA, which stands for Real Organized Advocacy. So this is her company here, and we're just going to learn a little bit today about herself, and her company. So I'm excited to be hosting this interview with you today. And so I'm ready to get it rocking and rolling and learn a little bit more about you. How do you feel?
I'm feeling pretty good. I am not a person that goes live often, so I'm getting my feet wet and trying to feel comfortable while we're going about this process. But I hope that I can give a little bit more information about myself and what Real Organized Advocacy does. And I'm excited just to answer some questions and let people know about, ROA.
Perfect. Okay. Well, great. Well, let's go ahead and kick it off. So, Ashley, if you can just let everyone know just a little bit about yourself and your background.
So, I'm Ashley Austin Hill, of course. I have worked in the long-term care industry for almost 12 years now. I've worked in social services for about 15 years now. I started out working at the Boys and Girls Club, something that's very near and dear to my heart because it taught me how to love on people in a different way. And as I was working at Boys and Girls Club, I actually was getting my bachelor's degree at Southern Methodist University. Go Mustangs. And I'm truly, was truly excited about working in social services at the time. To fly from being a business major to a psychology major. And when I fell into psychology, it really fit me. So from there, I started working for Metro Care Services, which serves individuals with developmental disabilities. Okay. And so we'd have a caseload of 50 people sometimes, and we'd go out to ensure that they were receiving the care that the Home and Community-Based Services waiver program affords them. So I did that for about 5 years. And then from there, I went and I worked for the state as a investigator, surveyor with the Department of Aging and Disability Services, which is now Health and Human Services. And I would investigate and survey nursing homes, assisted living facilities, and adult daycares. More so nursing homes and assisted living facilities. So I would do everything from serious investigations to ensuring that a facility got recertified or certified to become a new facility. And from there, I decided, I really want to work in the area of helping the providers, because what I constantly saw as a survey investigator is that there was a lack of knowledge of the regulatory and the compliance strategies that they needed in order to offer the best care and also to meet the regulations that the state requires. So I said, okay, how can I do this? I'm an organizer by heart. I actually have an organizing service where I organize people's homes. I like to see things to be orderly and intact. How can I put this together? And I was really thinking about what do the providers need in order to be the best service or care providers to their clients. I said, well, they need structure. They need operational support. They need policies and procedures, and assistance in the management process and developing their companies. Because if you build compliance into your culture,
Right.
and it's not something that you have to worry about your staff understand, you build it into the culture. You build
Right.
you're developing the operations of your facility. So that's kind of how I got to Real Organized Advocacy. And I'll tell you a little story. My granddaddy who was a major influence in my life and still is. God rest his soul. He was a pastor, and one of his major things is doing things in decency and order. And so I think it kind of just spawned in me a little bit, and I'm taking it overboard. But I really enjoy that part of helping people. So I really appreciate that he imparted that in me.
Yes, yes. Well, that is always great to have that connection with family. You know, they always leave something behind for you to be able to lean on and grow through and grow from. So that's wonderful that your granddad was able to leave that with you. And so you kind of answered my second question as far as, you know, how did you become interested in being a compliance officer? I just would relate that to, you know, where you were saying there was just a lack, you know, of people having those compliances in place and you know that they would need in order to be a provider. So now, how did you transition from corporate America to ROA? And you know, did you, you know, because I'm saying you worked for the state and everything like that. So when you transitioned into ROA, how did you manage that change?
So I'll be honest, that was a strange season. Um, I had had enough,
Mhm.
and I take nothing away from the experiences that I gained from working at the state. I take nothing from the experiences that I gained working for other people because they were necessary. But I'm a person that loves to assist, to loves to help, that wants to see businesses flourish and do well, and not only flourish and do well, but also treat their customers and their clients as though they are deserving of good treatment. So
That's a big one.
yeah, I can't do it anymore. And I talked to my husband and I was like, I gotta go because I was having interpersonal problems working there and seeing what needed to be happening, but what wasn't happening. And so he, he was supportive and he was like, okay, babe, I got you. Now I know there was some fear back there. I know he was like,
Right.
sis, ma'am, you
I
should
don't know what's going on.
right. But he took the leap with me. He really did. And he is just as much a part of ROA as I am, because of the support that he's given and the things that he's gone without for me to do this business and supported me along the way. So it was a leap of faith. Um, there were a lot of freedoms and choices that I had previously that I had to change my mind about because it's not just a business, it's not just a thing, it's literally an extension of who I am. And so I'm putting something out here for other people and I want to do it right. So it's been about 3 years of development, um, taking on clients, and growing appropriately because I didn't want to throw something out there and it not be right. I wanted it to be together. And so
Right.
it's been a wonderful experience. Even though there have been some, did I do the right thing? Why did I leave my job? Oh my God, what am I gonna do? What did I do? But honestly, there were so many people who came along the way, friends, loved ones, people who don't even know me, who have supported this business and have made it something that thrives. So I'm really appreciative of all the people that support me. And I also want to shout out to Tashara Jones. That's my sister. I love her so much. She's given me a lot of support in this journey and has helped me a long way in this. So, yeah.
Yes, well, that is amazing to hear. A lot of people who are starting off in businesses may not understand and know the depths of how important it is to have support, like you said, your husband gives you, and many of other people who have come around to help you. And then I think teamwork, because you like, you know, he has been there with you and as much of ROA as you are. So I love that you have the support that you've needed to be able to flourish in this industry that you're in. So, all right, moving along then. So now tell me, what does your company, Real Organized Advocacy, what does ROA do to help its clients?
So we offer compliance services Starting with I'm sorry, my husband is in the background talking, and I know we're live, and I don't want to stop this from being a professional setting, but let me just peek my head around the corner.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Comedic relief. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. So we offer policy and procedure sets for assisted living facilities, personal care homes, and HCS providers. Okay. So we also do any hourly management consulting with clients who may need just some assistance in navigating certain parts of their company. We also offer provider planning packages. So if you see that you need to develop a strategic plan for the upcoming year, you have questions, concerns about how to manage certain aspects of your business, or you need links to other resources, we sit down and we develop a plan, okay? For new providers, people who have never been in the industry, I offer a facility startup and development package. That facility startup and development package is for assisted living facility providers, home and community-based services providers, and other personal care home providers, okay? And so what I do is I take the regulation that the state provides, I break it down so that the client understands. I help them develop a back office system with their policies and procedures, and I walk them through the application process from start to finish, okay? And I also offer corrective action. So sometimes in this industry, facilities and or providers will have to submit corrective action plans to their regulatory agency. In this case, it's more than likely going to be Health and Human Services, okay? Mm-hmm. And so they'll have to issue a corrective action plan for an area of non-compliance. And sometimes providers are not sure where to start. And so I offer that assistance to them, and I develop that corrective action plan for them so that they can feel comfortable moving forward. And I've had 100% success rate, so I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on that. That is amazing. Awesome. So ROA is a lot. So to providers, I see. So you actually can help someone get started. You can help them along the way in the middle, kind of get some things cleaned up and have foundational support for those providers who are already in the industry and just needing to kind of clean up some of their, compliance and regulatory actions and things. So that sounds good. So that is great that ROA does that. So can you tell me what government agencies do you work through or with to assist a client?
Typically, if you are doing assisted, not typically, but certainly in Texas, if you are opening an assisted living facility or a home and community-based service program, you have to initiate your application through Health and Human Services, which will be your regulatory agency, okay? So that's one. Another agency that many clients have to go through, especially if they're in a Medicaid waiver program or are going to accept Medicaid dollars, they have to apply for the NPI number, of course, which is a national provider identifier. And then that is a number that Centers for Medicare and Medicaid use in order to pay providers for their services, okay? You also will have to sign up with a managed care organization, which is the company that monitors Medicaid and Medicare, okay? So they monitor the services that are given to clients. National Fire Protection Association is something that we utilize as regulatory guidance, especially for assisted living facilities, because you have to meet the regulations for fire safety. Same thing with the HCS program, it's just not as in-depth, okay? There's so many, I call them minor companies that or agencies that you have to go through, but they're all dependent upon the type of program that you're opening.
Okay. So it's provider specific as far as what you're
provider
wanting to do, who you would go through. Okay. So would these be, I'm guessing, for people who are starting up, right? As a provider, they would need to go through these companies. For someone who has, I guess, already started would have done this, I assume.
Yes, but they have to maintain their certifications. They have to maintain their licensing. So don't just go away once you get certified. These are people that you'll continually have to interact with, because when it's time for you to be surveyed, which all programs under Health and Human Services are surveyed, you're going to have a Health and Human Services surveyor come into your facility. That can affect your contracting, it can affect your licensing, it can affect your other the other regulatory agencies who govern you as well. Yeah.
Okay. So this is serious business. Like, you have to have your stuff in order. So if you don't, you need to hit up Miss Ashley if you don't. So that is perfectly fine. It is perfectly fine. So tell me now, who is it that ROA serves and in what area?
So we are primarily working in North Texas at this time. I currently have clients of every background. So some of my clients have been in the industry for 15, 20 years. And they're clients that I do provider planning for or management assistance with. Okay. And they're located in Dallas, Mesquite, Arlington. I have a client in Frisco. So I'm primarily in North Texas and am expanding soon. Looking at picking up a couple clients in Houston soon. So I'm excited about that. So we will be expanding. I'm sorry, what was the other part of your question?
It was like, who does ROA serve?
Okay, so we serve individuals who are small business owners. Okay, don't typically work with large corporate entities. One of the things that I truly wanted to focus on was the small business owner who was trying to get into this industry, wanted to serve individuals who are marginalized, elderly, disabled. So that's my primary focus. People who may have come from other industries. So I have a real estate agent who is now opening up an assisted living facility. And he's not an investor. He's actually opening up the facility and is going to run it. So I'm excited about that. One of my clients is a home health. Well, two of my clients have home health agencies. So they're already in the industry, they're industry adjacent, and they're ready to step into this side in terms of assisted living. And other small business owners who have just seen the need and really want to serve, and they have the heart for service, but may not have the background and the knowledge on how to be in compliance.
Okay, perfect. I love that answer. Okay. All righty. So tell me, what are some common misconceptions about your particular industry, and why do you think they exist?
That people in this industry are money hungry, or they're only in it for the money. The long-term care industry is a booming industry. And I tell people all the time, if you have a heart for service and you're looking for the industry where you know your service is going to impact daily, get into the long-term care industry. I believe it's 10,000 individuals aging by the week until 2040. So there is going to be a need for long-term care services for a very long time. But if you don't have a heart for service, this is not your industry. And I've met so many people who this is their heart for service. Yes, you know, people want to make money. Of course, you're in business to make money, but they're truly in it because they want to help. Okay. So it's not an industry where people are just in it for money. That is a major misconception. Another misconception is that you can kind of just do what you want to do in this industry. And that's not true. There are standards, there are guidelines, there are things in place that are put in place to protect the individuals we're supposed to be serving. And so you can't just open a home and throw some people in there and make sure they get 3 square a day. Okay. Your care must be there. The policies and procedures have to be in place. Your staff have to be trained. Okay.
Right.
So it's more to it than I'm gonna buy a house and put some people in it. And that's something that I have to explain often to individuals. Yeah. Because the state frowns upon you having a home with more than 3 individuals in it. Okay. So there are some people who do unlicensed facilities, but they are only able to have up to 3 people in it. And the state frowns upon that because you have no regulatory agency overseeing what you're doing. Okay. And then there are some illegal group homes and facilities that are acting as assisted living facilities. Um, and it gives a false impression of what this industry is.
Yeah. Yeah. So why do you think those exist? Why do you think people would think that people are in this industry are money hungry, and that people think that, oh, well, I could just, buy a house and fill it with a bunch of people and the government's going to pay me? Why do you feel like that is the case?
Because they've seen the few instances of it.
Gotcha. So they have some examples around them.
There are some examples, but the vast majority of the homes that are out here, the staff really do want to care for those individuals. The people do want to serve.
Right.
It's just those few bad that can make the vast majority look as though they're bad as well. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. So now there's someone out here listening that was interested in becoming a compliance officer. Okay. What is some advice that you can give them to get started? So what you do currently?
So one of the things that I do is I am constantly reviewing the regulation, constantly updating myself on the regulation, any provider letters that come out from Health and Human Services. I take training where I can in terms of the industries that we're in, whether it be free or paid. And I rely upon the people in the industry adjacent to me to help me, navigate and learn what's new, what's coming, what things can help clients. So I have a RN delegation company that I consult with that helps me understand certain aspects of the medical portion or needs of these programs. I rely heavily upon my contacts and my colleagues that are still working in this industry from various aspects so that I can stay on top of what's going on. And that's something, being connected. I've always been a loner type until I decided to open a business. Okay.
Gotcha.
Being connected is the major thing. You must be connected. You'll learn more just having people in your corner and just having people to call and say, hey, I need you to educate me. So being connected, staying on top of regulation, and doing the work. Do the work.
Yeah. Okay. I got you. So now let's flip side that. So now if someone was interested in being a provider, so the people that you serve, if someone was interested in being a provider, what advice would you give them to get started?
First, know the industry you want to get into. Okay. So if you want to get into long-term care or the healthcare industry from the residential perspective, who do you want to serve? Do you want to serve individuals with special needs or developmental disabilities? Do you want to serve individuals who are aging with age-related disabilities? Do you want to serve individuals whom are homeless? Okay. So once you decide where you want to fit, then look at the programs available to you. Okay. So that takes some research and it takes some time. If you don't have the know-how on how to research these things, go to Health and Human Services .texas.gov, I believe, hhs.texas.gov, and you can look up the different programs that are available through your regulatory agency. Okay. You can also go on CMS, and CMS has resources and links to different programs. It's truly about opening your eyes and doing your research. And then once you've decided what group that you want to serve and support, then dive heavily into the information available to you about those individuals, okay? Because that'll help you figure out what programs are out there and what programs might be eligible to be a provider through, okay? All right. And so it takes a little time and it does take a little research, but I believe those are things that you should be doing in any business.
Okay. Yeah, you should really.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am, you are absolutely right. Absolutely. So now, what are some resources available to clients if they wanted to know more about the long-term care industry or the residential care program?
Okay. So, as I said, Health and Human Services has major information, and you can literally type in Google how to become a provider in how to become a Health and Human Services provider. I'm sorry. And it'll pop up with a little ad from Health and Human Services, and it will guide you through the different types of providerships that are available through Health and Human Services. Okay. Get to know people in the industry. So if you see a assisted living facility on the corner and you're interested in figuring out, what do they do? Now, I know with COVID, it may be a little bit more difficult, but if you have the opportunity to talk with people in the industry or you have access to talk to people in the industry, just talk to people. Ask them what they do. Ask them how they're connected. Ask them if there are any groups or resources that are available that they recommend, okay? For individuals who are interested in assisted living facilities, there are a couple of membership groups here in Texas. Torch, which is the Texas Organization of Residential Care Homes, and then TALA, which is the Texas Association of Assisted Living Facilities. I may be saying that backwards. But both of those organizations share information about the assisted living facility industry in Texas, okay? And a lot of times they have sessions for new providers or people interested where you can go in and learn more about that industry, okay? For people who are interested in the Home and Community-Based Services program, which serves individuals who are developmentally disabled or intellectually disabled, it would be great for you to, like I said, go on Health and Human Services and look up the different types of providers, and it will guide you to the Home and Community-Based Services program. But you can also just look up HCS providers and just look up and see what they do. Go to their websites, figure out what they have to do to serve, and then find a good contact who's willing to give you that time to talk about it. And ultimately, you could call ROA, because that's what we do.
That's what we do.
That's
yes,
what
man.
we do.
ROA, absolutely. And speaking of that, just to tag that, so I know you have the 15-minute free compliance consultation. And yes, that is in the session where they can schedule with you to kind of ask some of these questions if they were getting started.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All righty. So moving right along. Now, if you could summarize in 3 key points what people need to know about your industry, what would they be?
3 key points that people need to know about this industry. Documentation is everything. Yes. From start to finish. Okay. From application to inception to you opening your doors. To the service that you give the individuals that you provide. That's a major thing. Preparation. And it's more than just documentation. Being prepared to serve others, being prepared to put your facility first, and it is going to meet the needs of those clients or those individuals you're serving. And also preparing your heart I go back to that because if your heart is not of service, this industry will be very difficult for you. So I said documentation, I said preparation, and really just a resilience. You have to have a resilience in this industry, and not because it's so hard or so difficult, but because there might be a lot of things that come your way. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. But resilience doesn't come just by yourself. It's also in having the right people with you, the right tools, the right resources. That's all a part of that.
Yeah, agreed. I agree. I like that. So documentation. So if you don't document it, it didn't happen, right? Then preparation. So make sure you do your research, make sure you are properly, have all your documents and everything in place. And I would say get your compliance consultant too now. So yeah. And then at the end of the day, then you said you just want to make sure that you are resilient. So being resilient, there are a lot of things that do come your way, but if you have a team in place or you have ROA on your side, you might be all right there. Okay, I love that. I love that. So now tell us, what can we look forward to from ROA in the future? What are your plans for ROA?
So I'm really excited. I'm going to be hosting a webinar January 15th. It will be posted on Facebook. It will probably be in my private group. But if you want access to it, there will be opportunity to join, and we'll be sending out that information in the coming weeks. And this webinar is something I've worked on for a little bit with different colleagues who are in this industry and are prepared to help people who are in the assisted living facility business. So I wrote a handbook, and it's specifically for individuals who are running an assisted living facility, okay? And it gets them started from beginning to end, application to opening, through life safety and health surveyor certifications. And so I'm excited about that because I'll be introducing that in the webinar, as well as a nurse delegation service with Pat Nixon. She has started offering delegation services to assisted living facilities and other personal care homes. And I'm really excited about Pat, man. She has a heart for service. This is one of two of her businesses, and I'm gonna plug her other one later. Shireen Miles of Shireen Miles Professional Services. She is a healthcare marketing expert, and she's going to give us some tools, some tips, some tricks on how to get these things moving so we can get clients in and do the work. I also have Robert Robinson of New Age Security. So for people who want to know about the fire safety portion of assisted living facilities and understanding sprinkler systems and alarms and the requirements, he's going to give that information. So I'm excited about that. And then we have Emily Grooms and Joy Ann Garrett of Memory Care Consulting, who are going to offer some insight on assisted living from the care side and how to really implement those policies and procedures to really help the people you're serving. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
That'll be January 15th. I'm really excited about it. We'll put out some information about it soon. After that, I'm currently working on a couple partnerships, and I'll be releasing that information soon. I don't want to jump out too fast.
Yeah, okay. Yes, ma'am.
Building clientele is being great. New clients are coming in. So I'm just really excited about what's to come.
And I am so excited for you, Miss Ashley. That sounds like so many great things coming to pass. I can't wait to hear more about the January 15th webinar. So that'll be exciting to view and to see. So y'all, if you are interested in being a provider, just keep looking and out for any advertisements or promos for that. I'm sure it'll be on ROA stuff. So Real Organized Advocacy Facebook page. We can look out for some things coming up. But I'm excited about that. And then you have your expansion possibly in Houston coming up too. So that'll be exciting as well. Miss Ashley, this is all great news. And the handbook. For those of you who might need the handbook, I mean, that is great too. So please keep us updated on when all of these things are coming to pass. I'm excited for you. So now comes the time to get in contact with you. Now, how can someone get in contact with you and stay connected?
So you can contact me directly at info@ROA Consulting.services. You can reach me through Facebook, Real Organized Advocacy, Instagram, Real Organized Advocacy. You can contact us at 214-463-3124 if you have questions. And also, I'm in the streets, even in this COVID world.
The streets.
Not doing anything reckless, of course, and I'm always appropriate for infection control. We will mind the regulation. However, I have to be out to ensure that my clients are receiving the necessary care that they need so that they can give the care that their clients need. So if you see me out, by all means, stop me, ask me the questions that you have, and just let me know what I can do to assist you.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. I love that. And so lastly, I do just want to add on to that again. If you wanted any type of information, you can always schedule an appointment with Ms. Ashley for the 15-minute free compliance consultation. And that is on your website. So what's your website, Ashley?
My website is ROA Consulting.services with an S.
Okay. Yes,
and before we go, I want to take the time out to really plug an organization that really needs love and support right now. We Are One Heart Foundation. Again, We Are One Heart Foundation. That's WA1H.org. We Are One Heart Foundation has been doing gifts for seniors every holiday season. And this year, it has been quite difficult to get individuals to donate, to give. By all means, if you have the ability to give $5, $10, or you have in-kind donations that are appropriate for seniors in assisted living facilities and nursing homes, please reach out to We Are One Heart Foundation. That's WA1H.org. You can find them on Facebook at We Are One Heart Foundation. And that is an organization started by Pat Nixon as well. And when I say she has a heart for our seniors and she loves to serve, I want to see this year's We Are One Heart Foundation do well. I've already made a donation. I'm going to make another donation. By all means, please, guys, $5 or $10 to the We Are One Heart Foundation. I truly appreciate your support for that company. And it's one of my adopted companies that ROA is going to continuously support, and did so last year as well. So we love to see it. And please, guys, please, We Are One Heart Foundation, go and show them love, because we want to get those gifts ready for the seniors, especially since COVID has hit hard and they have not been shown the love that they need to be shown. Okay.
Absolutely, Ms. Ashley, I love that. So yes, make sure y'all go on to We Are One Heart Foundation and make sure to make a donation if you are able to do so. So thank you for giving us that information as well, Ms. Ashley. It has totally been a pleasure and an honor to get to know a little bit more about you and your company, ROA. I'm very excited about your future and the future of ROA. So you guys, again, if you need to reach out to Ms. Ashley, she gave you all of her information, and we can also post that for you guys in the comments so you're able to follow up with her. Ms. Ashley, do you have any final words for our people?
No, I just look forward to what's coming. I know God is going to bless it. It's just in there. I see the vision. I'm really excited for it. So I appreciate anybody that's watching. I appreciate the love and support. And thank you so much, LaToya, for doing what you do best. Okay. Shout out to Toya's Task, virtual assistant. Yes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Her
you. That's my
information
company.
Yes, her information will be in the in the comments below as well. Yes, we plug
Thank you.
all of the goodness. Okay. All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day. I appreciate you so much and love y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.